and get underway. Well, thank you everyone for coming along this morning to the remote facilitator. So Lab has been working to put together a few thoughts and ideas, facilitating online. Is there a difference? Is it the same? All of that kind of stuff. So we thought it would be a good chance to explore that. So welcome and thank you so much, Lab. And I think you're going to be also joined by Mary shortly, but I'll let you explain. So over to Lab, please. Muted, Lab. Yep.
Yep. Okay. Hi, everybody. I just have to admit you guys are going to be guinea pigs. We're going to try something out that we're thinking of using in our facilitator forum later in the year. So we're just trying out a few ideas here, but the basic objective of this session is to remind us of the basis of facilitation and how we can maintain that facilitator mindset when we're working remotely. And so what's happened is that Mary, my wife, and I had a bit of a conversation yesterday alongside a little presentation, which we're going to play to you shortly. And the reason we did it this way is that it keeps us to time. Well, it's going to keep us to time because it's got a limited time. But also it's just another little tool that you might find interesting and might think you might like to try it with your subject matter experts or your guest speakers. If you can't get them to zoom in for the actual meeting you're having, then you may be able to pre-record them. So we just thought we'd give you a little taste of that. So we're going to play you the video that we made yesterday. And then after that, you're going to go into breakout groups for quite a specific exercise. Hopefully you'll be in there for about 20 minutes if you've got enough time, and I think we probably will. And so shortly we're going to put you into those breakout groups just to get to know each other. And we want you to elect a facilitator and a scribe for each group. Now these people will take part, but we want the facilitator kind of to run the session and just keep an eye on the time. And we'll give you more instructions about how that's going to run later. And the scribe's job is just to record the ideas that come up and either on a Word doc, so they can create a Word doc, or they can just scribble it in their journal and transcribe it later, because we'd like to get you to send all of those to Denise afterwards, so we can share all of the wonderful ideas that are coming out. But at the same time, we want you to just, the group, each breakout group, to choose 2 or 3 highlights and put them on a Post-it note on the Jamboard once the exercise is coming to an end. So, and if there are any questions, well, we can come to those in a little while. What I thought we might do is just launch straight into the video, the presentation. I'll share that. And sorry, before that, we want to put you into your breakout groups to get to know each other and choose your facilitator and scribe. So Denise, if you can do that now, and then hopefully when we come back after the video, you'll be in the same breakout groups. That's the idea of the process. So there's a little bit of learning on all quarters here.
No, that's excellent. Thank you, Lab. So, yeah, so I've got you split into breakout rooms. As Lab said, choose your facilitator, choose your scribe, introduce yourself. So I'll open all of those rooms now.
Did Rachel? Oh, there we go. It worked.
I think so. No, Briar. Oh, yep, Briar's gone. Sweet. All right. Oh, I've got a couple of groups with only 3 in them.
Okay, well, stick me anywhere.
Okay. So can you accept your link or not?
No.
Okay. Have you got, how many groups you got? You could put those 3 into other groups if you want, so that Heather can practice co-hosting with us.
This is the bit.
Yeah, see, I've got no way to be able to join a group. There's no other links that come up.
Yeah, I know. And that's the bit that so I can move you, but you don't have a.
Because where am I on? Because I can't look at, hang on, let me have a look. Oh, hang on. I've been assigned to breakout room 1. So have you put me there?
No, so I need you to go to breakout room 3. So
Okay, so you've assigned me to break now. Okay, so I'm going to go to 3.
Okay, sweet.
Okay, we'll see you later.
Thank you. Now, did you want to join any of the groups at this point, Lab? Or
No, I think I'll just get ready.
Yep.
Now, what I'm wondering is, can I go share screen now so that when they come back, they're kind of, the video's ready to go, and you can say everyone's back. How many we got? 26. I've lost count.
Yeah, we've got 26, including us.
And then while they're in there, while we're playing when they go into their breakout groups, we can send them the Jamboard link then, can't we?
Yep.
So that'll work. So I hope you don't mind me being transparent about this, but I thought it's a good chance because we can get some feedback about how well it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think that's a really good idea, and people appreciate that. They appreciate knowing. So
that's why I always try and be transparent about things.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to bring up, so you'll have to make sure you share. When you share, go to the bottom left of the share box and tick sound as well.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Share computer sound.
Share computer sound and optimize for.
Yep.
Thing there. There's a couple of little boxes down the bottom, aren't there?
Choose a facilitator and scribe. I'm just reminding them.
Oh, good idea. Thank you.
And I'll give them one more minute or a couple more minutes.
And I'll let you decide the time of the breakout groups. You can just assign it as you see fit. I think we need at least 10 minutes at the end to kind of view the Jamboard and maybe a quick debrief, and then let you close, because I think it's up to you to close and thank people. And that's your privilege. It's your show, really.
No, it's a team effort, so it's good. So if you click down on your bottom toolbar, do you have a breakout room option?
Yes, I do.
So if you click that, what happens?
I've been assigned to breakout room 5.
So that's how, if people miss the invite, they find out where they're assigned to. Okay,
So it doesn't mean I can put people in, but it means I can join.
Yes,
so that bar will pop up there, because that's, I was surprised when you said, have I got it? Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's
so
good.
Then that means so what I can do is I'll join you to different, but you can click to join that, and then I'll move you after a couple of minutes.
Oh, okay. Oh, great. Yes. Yes. While they're doing their thingy.
Yeah. All right.
So you're going to bring them back. I'll put up my screen now.
Closing rooms. Yeah.
I'll get it ready to share, but I don't think I need to introduce it, really. It introduces itself.
Oh, probably a good idea just to.
I'll just say, here it is.
Yeah. No worries. Hamish has had to leave as well. Okay.
Oh yeah, we're going all right.
Yep, we're doing okay for time. They're gonna. So for anyone who's watching this recording, you're getting a lot of Lab and I talking about process and working things out. So
this is part of our learning.
That's right. Yep.
Probably I should mute myself when the video is playing too.
No, don't do that, just in case that affects the sound.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yep. Good thinking.
Yep. Welcome back, everyone. All right, slowly coming through.
Can I just ask a question of you two?
Yes.
So the purpose of us getting together in that breakout room was?
To just introduce each other and to choose the facilitator and scribe.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we'll use the same breakout room for the next part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just tell me when to play the video, Denise, because you know how many people there are.
No worries. I think that's nearly everyone. Everyone's back now. Okay.
Everybody back?
Yeah, okay, welcome back everyone. We've had a couple of people had to head off to other things, but that's all good. So Lab, keep going.
Okay, thank you guys.
Oh, sorry, hopefully everyone chose a scribe and a facilitator.
Oh hell! Oh hell!
Oh, you'll have to do it next when we put you back.
That's right. Oh, good. Cool.
Let's play the video and see how we go. This is a conversation that Mary and I had yesterday. Oh, I've got a little glitch here.
What's the problem?
I have to install. I have to install the thingy, and then I'm probably going to have to restart my thingy. So just let me know.
We can't see. We're just seeing a blank screen at the moment, Lab.
The blank screen. Can you? And you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you, but nothing else. Can't send me a link.
See your mouse moving.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Yep, I'm gonna. That's all right. Let's just play it and see what happens, eh?
Sounds good.
Note to self: we should have practiced this, shouldn't we? Let me know if you can hear it or you can't hear it. So when people come together for a learning or for collaboration,
We're good.
There's some issues with facilitating that, isn't there? Or aren't there?
Definitely. There's definitely some issues because facilitation is actually about drawing things out of people, and if you can't have a conversation, it becomes really difficult if you're in different places. There's some things that can really kneecap you to actually facilitation.
And you can't necessarily see what people are thinking
just
by their visual expressions or the tone of their voice and that kind of thing. There's a whole lot more to it than that, eh?
Absolutely. All of the nuances around conversation and around personal interaction are on mute. Or,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's really hard, and everyone's concentrating so hard on using the technology. Yeah. And
so the challenges are, firstly, that all those tools and processes that we've learned as facilitators aren't so useful anymore. And the design is that all our fancy designs are kind of not counting anymore. So, when we're not there in person to choreograph the activities, it's hard to get that interaction.
Yeah, that mindset you've just described, though, is the place that we often go, and it's the place we have to avoid. Because all of the tools and processes can work, you've just got to think about them a little differently, and you've got to design to use them. Otherwise you fall into the trap of, I've got my hand on the mouse, so I'm in control, so I'm going to present and do all the talking.
Tell, not ask.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before we kind of dive into what we can do about it, let's just think about why we facilitate in the first place. What facilitate? And I think we've had this conversation before, that there are three kind of key reasons why facilitation is necessary and what it can achieve.
Absolutely. Well, it's actually, you go right back to the 1930s, and that's 90 years ago, where Lev Vygotsky unearthed the whole theory around social constructivism. And he was sitting in Eastern Europe, so it was kind of closed off at that point. But what he discovered was that we learn so much more when we learn together than we can ever hope to learn on our own.
And we've kind of known this, obviously it's intuitive that we learn socially, but now the neuroscientists and the cognitive psychologists agree that we are social learners, and we evolved to collaborate.
Yeah.
So it literally is. It's in our DNA.
Absolutely. It's that whole thing around collaboration. Nothing great in the world was ever created alone. It's always involved collaboration, involved people coming together. And it's more than cooperation. Collaboration and it's why some people shy away from it a little, because collaboration must involve challenge. And so you've got to get beyond that niceness stuff that's in cooperation. You've got to challenge yourself, you've got to challenge each other, and through that challenge, the best ideas are surfaced together. They may not be my ideas or your ideas, but they're our ideas, and they're surfaced through that challenge.
Yeah, and collaboration is what sets the human race apart from other animals.
Absolutely.
Ants and bees don't collaborate, they cooperate.
Yeah.
And we're the only animal that can share intentionality. And by that, the cognitive psychologists mean that it's our ability to share our intentions and even often to anticipate the intentions of others. When we're walking down the street, for example, we kind of intuitively know which way another person's coming the opposite way is going to go.
Absolutely.
Those kind of things.
And how do you do that on screen? That ability to do that is that much harder on screen. So
it has to be a bit more explicit, I suppose.
Yeah, and then maybe use some different tools and processes before before and after, to help you understand each other better. Yeah.
So, and the third thing is that this guy, James Surowiecki, he taught us that groups can be smart, but only under certain conditions. And those conditions are diversity of opinion, individuality of thought. I can't say that word, individuality. Independence of thinking is what I was trying to say. And the last one, this thing he calls decentralization, which is what he means by that is that every individual's local experience and personal practical knowledge is equally valued and shared.
You've got to be able to, in that space too, be able to make mistakes. You've got to be able to have a go at stuff and be okay if it doesn't work, but you learn something from it. It's got to be safe to do that.
And so facilitation tools create those conditions, don't they?
Absolutely,
and
they do.
They create the conditions where you have got a safe place. You can make mistakes and prototype, and you can know that there's an absence of judgment.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also an absence of assumption, or at least a sharing of assumptions, a voicing of assumptions.
Now that we've been put into this place deliberately to learn, and through no fault of our own, it's about thinking, how can you look at this remote facilitation and not just see it as a challenge, but see it as an opportunity to do things differently. Yeah,
because there are some upsides. One of them is that we're not time bound anymore.
No.
We're not bound by the time boundaries of a meeting or a place.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also we do have a lot of technology, and not just video conferencing. It's always tempting to try and just convert a workshop into a video conference. But there's other things we can do as well.
Absolutely. I mean, I look in the last 4 weeks of how much people have learned about the technologies because they've had to.
Social media. And
so much more than if they'd run lots of workshops. There wouldn't have been the need. There wouldn't have been that thing that made you do it. So, yeah, absolutely. So it's how do you use it and not go back and use antiquated methodology to facilitate, but actually use modern thinking with technology.
Yeah, and I mean, even stuff like email. Goodness, let's not forget email. Let's not forget the telephone.
Absolutely, social media.
Yeah, and I mean, so maybe think, for example, how could you do a think, pair, share over a whole week?
Wow. Yeah,
that's possible. Maybe.
Absolutely, it is.
How would you do it, though?
And imagine if you did do that, and you were somebody who was a deep thinker and processor, you'd really value having that time to reflect and think deeply to come back to an even deeper conversation, wouldn't you?
So, well, I think we can get these guys to kind of tell us how it can be done.
I think so.
But before we do that, let's just remind everybody about 3 of the 4 key guiding principles that we've been, people we've been working with, we've been sharing.
Okay. Okay, absolutely. Well, the first one is the whole one around recreate, not translate. People think you can gift knowledge. You can't. Don't expect that people are going to take on your translation of a piece of information. They need to have time to create their own understanding and meaning when they are given a new piece of information. So that's really, really important. So talking at them doesn't work.
And the second one?
The second one is about, it kind of sits as a twin with that first one. So often when you are trying to impart information, you want to tip it in, but they won't necessarily hear it. You've got to top it up. So first of all, as a facilitator, you're making it easy. You're drawing it out of them, and then you look for the new information to sprinkle over the top.
You should be all right. You just don't
What they already know.
Absolutely. Otherwise, you're wasting everybody's time.
Try and get on with
You might learn something yourself.
And this is my favourite, is output trumps input.
Absolutely.
So it's when people are interacting and
just trying to scan
through
and
collaboration
see
and the creation of new knowledge.
what people are doing.
Interacting, particularly with your peers.
Some of them are smiling.
And then there's one more, and I like this one too, enable, not rescue.
So
Because
everyone's kind of still engaged.
when we rescue somebody, what
so?
happens? We rob them of the opportunity to learn, or we rob them of the opportunity to be in charge of their own destiny.
You're not muted
Absolutely.
there.
Absolutely.
Keep going.
So, I mean, if you look at, I mean, it's great being able to work together and talk about this stuff. Let's have a look at some of the things we've learned.
Can they?
What's the literature been telling us that we've both read and we've talked about and we've pulled apart? What have you got out of that?
Yeah, well, and I've put this title up, and I think we use the word literature a little bit loosely. It's more the reading that we've done over the years, and particularly more recently, but also the conversations that we've had with people who we know do this stuff quite well. And even the people that we're talking to right now, they've done a lot of really great work. So we don't have a monopoly on this, but so here's a kind of a summary of it, really. And I'm going to read something, if I may. If you, it's about creating a classroom, an experience, not a classroom, should I say. And the overriding theme that's coming out from what I can see is that you design first for vibrant interactions. It's about the experience. And then you work out how. And the lady called Sarah Nollett of Agthentic, and Denise shared a blog of hers quite recently, and if you haven't read it, do so. It's really, really good. And she says, in almost all workshops, attendees sign up for the content, but often leave feeling like the connections were the most valuable.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah.
So consider the outcome you're looking for, and then work backwards from there. And the other thing that I've seen coming out is teach the tech first.
Absolutely.
To hold workshops, pre-workshop workshops, and a lot of these guys have cottoned on to the good idea of, tuning in about 20 minutes before your session, if you are doing an on-screen thing, and helping people with the technology, helping them get hooked up and learning how to use it before you even do anything. So those are my two. There's
a real beauty with that too, and the fact that because you are from one another,
2 minutes,
even though when you're teaching someone, you can't hold their mouse.
No.
They've actually got to get in and have a go. There's a vital part here too, because learning this way is all around building a community. And it's remembering as a facilitator, you're part of that community. You're in the shoes of a learner as well. And so that community, has to have a common cause or a common purpose. And that's going to obviously have some great conversations around that. And everyone's going to bring their passion and their strengths to that common cause or purpose. That helps build the community. It gives you a reason to belong to that community. That's absolutely vital. And in a community, like in any family, everyone's an individual. And so as the facilitator of that community, you've got to make sure that you get to know the quiet individuals as well as the ones who are quite vocal. Know what makes them tick. Take time to get to know them. And there are many different ways to get to know them. You've already talked about it. Pick up the phone and have a conversation. Use different back channels to really get in touch with them and find out from listen to what they have to say. There's also, depending on the various pieces of media you use, you often get that side chat. And when I first started getting into this, I used to think that was really distracting. But there's actually what I found is there's some really golden stuff in that side chat. If you're facilitating, get someone else to monitor it for you and feed that back in. Because often in the side chat, the community is looking after itself. Someone else is coming up with an answer for someone else or a question. So I've learned, it's taken me a while to learn the value of that side chat. So yeah, it's all big learning for all of us, eh?
Great, yeah.
Okay.
Good work, Lab.
Thank you. So look, we hope that surfaced some thinking about what you might think about trying out. I know from the interactions that I've had from many of you lately that you are doing some real innovative things and embracing this whole thing. But hopefully our efforts have just demonstrated also modeling vulnerability. Because no one expects you to be perfect. There are going to be glitches, but you know, embrace them and learn together is kind of the last word here. So what we're going to do now is put you back into your groups. I'm just going to share another screen with the instructions on it so you can get them, and we'll put these into the chat room as well. Quick time play, what is it? Here we go. I can't see my PowerPoint. Can you guys see that? Yep. There you go. So we're going to put you into an exercise, and it's called Yes and. So the first thing we want you to do is to have a think and about, you know, some of the thoughts that you've had and how you might apply them to your own practice. And then we're going to ask you to share one with your breakout group. And then, so here's the process, how it goes. The first person, so this is a facilitator, will kind of direct the operations here. First person shares their thought and how they thought they might apply it in their practice. And then the second person, the person next in line, has to go yes and you know, for example, you could use it also for something like this, or that could also mean so an added benefit or a positive consequence. So there's no yeah nah, it's yes and that's the job of the second person. And then we repeat that with the next pair, and hopefully you get time. If you go around that, you can go around a second time, and this time you reverse the roles. So the person who was the yes and in the first round shares their idea. So hopefully everybody will get to share an idea, and they'll get a yes and comment about it. And then we want you to have, no discussion until you get to the end of that. And then we want you to, the scribe to record as much as they can, but for you to have a quick conversation about what are the highlights of the exercise we've had, and choose 2 or 3, and the scribe post them to the Jamboard. And while you're in your breakout groups, we'll post the link to the Jamboard up in the chat room.
So Lab, I've put some of that into the chat now, so people can have a look in the chat box and they'll see some of those instructions. Could you move on to the next slide for us, just so we can see that? The
next slide.
We can only see the yes and start, not the detailed directions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bit strange because I've got it on my screen.
Oh.
That's the notes. That's the notes below it, I think.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
No, that's the next slide. So you should have yes and at the top.
Yes, that's right.
Then,
no, we've got breakout groups at the top, not yes and.
Oh, they've got the one before.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness me. So I'll just cut and paste those instructions into the chat box.
Lovely, that'd be excellent.
Okay.
Thank you, Lab.
So we want to give you time in your chat. We're going to try and give you 20 minutes here.
Yep.
And we'll remind you 2 minutes from the end to do some personal reflection. Then we'll come back together and we'll have a conversation about how that was.
Excellent.
Okay.
So in your chat, if you can do that into the chat box now, please, Lab, before people go into their breakout rooms. Then it'll be in the breakout room. And I'm going to send you back into the same breakout rooms as before. If you do have any questions at any time, down the bottom of your screen in the breakout room, there'll be an ask for help button. So if you ask for help, Lab or I can come and help. So please feel free to do that. How's that going?
I'm just trying to find the chat room now.
Is the orange thing?
Oh, chat, here we go.
Yeah.
So I'll put that into the chat now. And the Jamboard link as well.
Yep, fantastic.
Okay. So into their groups, back to their groups, Denise.
Yep, cool. Sounds good. Excellent. It's not coming up in the chat though. So did you put it in and press enter?
Only the Jam.
Oh, you put it under to Dustin privately.
Yeah, so you make it to everyone. So you do have to check on who you're sending sending messages to. And I just don't want to send you into your rooms and before Lab's done that, because in your breakout rooms you can't actually see the main chat unless we put it in before we send you to the breakout rooms.
Should be the
so see how we go.
Can you all see it now? Have some thumbs? No, I'll resend it then to everybody.
Otherwise, I'll grab it and we'll do it. So,
what's the little 3-dotted thing there at the end? What does that give you?
Everyone public.
Why don't you go everyone publicly and privately?
Yep, sounds good.
Denise, while Lab's sharing his screen, I can only see, I've got everyone little pictures on the bottom. I can't see the chat board. Would I be able to see the chat board as well?
So you'll need to open it up. So if you go down to the bottom, or your either the bottom or top, because your toolbar may have gone up to the top, and you should be able to find 3 dots, and then if there should be a chat option, and you should be able to click it and open it up.
Yeah.
Sometimes in full screen view, in Zoom, your toolbar moves at the top, moves to the top. All right, how are we going, Lab?
Amazingly badly. Oh, it is there. No, it is there. I think you're getting the slide and the instructions as well, and the notes down the bottom.
It doesn't go from, it says repeat with next, but you haven't got the rest of it.
First person shares their thought.
Yes, it says repeat with next, and then it gets to the X. And then is there nothing underneath that?
No.
Yeah, we're not seeing it. Hopefully my instructions are clearish. So we'll send Lab into each breakout room just to clarify. But please yell out. So I'm going to open up the rooms now so you can start this. So share one key thought. So think about the key thought you've had listening to Lab and Mary and how you could apply it in your practice, and then practice the yes and in your breakout room. Cool.
We just don't join them.
Okay. Try highlighting that again and just sticking the whole thing in.
I have.
And then do you have to push return so that it goes to everybody?
Yep, I think so.
I'm just going to stop your sharing. Donna, are you there? Yep. Oh, cool. She's done. Excellent.
Hopefully they've got their instructions now in the chat. I can read it in the chat.
Yeah, the issue is that in their breakout rooms, they may not have it. So we'll see, because that's come through now. Well done.
It's because you'd written return. That was what the issue was.
Oh, okay. And
then have you put that Jamboard link in?
No, I haven't put the Jamboard link in yet. Shall I do that now?
It's all right. I had that in there, so that's all good.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So that should be in their thing. Now, do you want to go in? So one of the tips from one of our tech guys says not to go into presenter mode in PowerPoint. So just bring up your PowerPoint and share the PowerPoint, but don't go to present.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, because that means you're seeing different. That's why we couldn't see what you were seeing, apparently. So anyway, good to know.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Oh, we can share that with them at the end. So
yeah, all good learning, eh?
So you can't see my screen at all now?
No, because I stopped your sharing. So
oh, you stopped it. Okay. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks,
now,
please.
Did you want me to jump you into some groups?
Yep. Oh, actually, I'm just going to play with this PowerPoint a little bit, because I want to share one slide.
Okay, we'll have a practice now.
At the end, yeah.
Yeah.
And hello, Denise. I'm
Oh,
Mary.
Hi, Mary.
You have met Mary, I think, by Zoom a long time
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Sorry, I was late. I was on a with a client on a coaching call, and yeah.
No, all good. And what I realized was that we couldn't mute you because that would have meant that we couldn't hear the video. But then when you guys were talking together, we could hear that over the video.
Sorry.
No. So I was trying to message you to say, don't talk, please don't. But yeah, but these are all learning, so it's good.
Absolutely. It's been a big month of learning, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
So I've just got these. I've kind of got it now, I think.
Just make that a bit smaller.
Yeah. We've just got I've just got a slide that says debrief, comments, questions, statements of outrage. Thanks to Andrew Huffer.
Oh, yep.
It was one of his lines, and then just the slide, just a quote at the end to kind of, it's just a thought starter.
So you're not sharing that yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay, cool. You don't
I
want to
thought
practice
because we
it?
want to do the Jamboard first, won't we?
Oh yes, good point. I'll share
And
that.
look, if we run out of time, are you going to give them 20 minutes? I guess.
We might give them slightly less than that because I'll bring them back. I need to bring them back at the very latest at 25 past.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, at the very latest. I'd like to. And I think by email we can ask them. Feedback. My feeling is that video was a bit long. No. I was kind of scanning the faces, and everyone seemed to be, or most people seemed to be engaged most of the time. But
yeah,
it was probably just me watching it.
It's hard to tell. That's right. I think the thing for me is we might need to see if we can provide the link to it for later, so people can watch it again.
Yes.
And kind of reflect on it. So I think that's my takeaway.
Okay.
I was going, oh, this is really good, but I was too focused on trying to make sure everything's all good.
Yeah.
Going, I need to come back to that. So yeah.
And then it won't have you and I having the side chat.
No, I will.
I did wonder that when I came in,
yeah,
whether our microphone was on, and then I could see everyone else's microphones with the red line through, and thinking, oh well, ours must be off. I didn't know. How embarrassing.
At least we didn't do anything. We didn't do anything naughty.
That's right. You're all good. You're all good. All right. Now I'm just going to broadcast this, and then okay. So did you want to drop into something or not?
Have we got, how much time we got left?
7 minutes if we join
Oh,
back.
yeah, we could just quickly whiz round 1 minute in each, because I want to send them a message with 2 minutes to go to say, well, maybe with 5 minutes to go to say, get some stuff on the Jamboard.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So that we get time for those to come up.
Yep. No worries.
And the private reflection, I might make that homework.
Yeah, no, that's fair. All right, well, so if you bring up your breakout room link.
Oh, yep. And just accept.
Yep, then you can join a breakout room. And
then what'll happen? You'll move us out?
Yeah, so then I will, once you've joined, I'll move you in a minute or so to another one. And
okay.
You probably will have to accept another invitation.
Okay, that's cool.
Cool.
All right, we'll see you on the other side.
Excellent, thank you. Hi, Sarah. How's it all going?
Trying to figure out how to get to the Jamboard thing.
Ah, okay. So if you look in the chat, if you open your chat box, which maybe you need to go to the 3 dots or participants on your device.
I'm not muted. Yeah, cool. So I can get to the chat room. I hit
Yep.
chats.
Yep. And so
And it's blank and gives me the option to send to everyone, but I can't see any past stuff there, so I can't see the link.
ah, okay. All right. I'll try again and see whether copy. Is that there now?
There it is.
Yep.
I see it now. Thank you.
No worries. All right, everyone's coming back.
I'm going back to the main screen.
Well done,
Mute myself
team.
again.
Now, if you are the scribe and you couldn't grab the Jamboard link before, hopefully it's just there. So please grab it and jot down any ideas. Lab, I'm going to hand back to you.
Okay, so can we all see the Jamboard, or?
Oh, I can share the Jamboard.
I think it's probably, we haven't got much time left now, so
yep. Let's
share that. So sometimes.
There we go. We're getting a few things. So treat technology as an opportunity. Output trumps input. So share meeting outcome. Have an agenda plus check in with participants at end. Pre-work, whether it's watching something or reading, so getting them engaged to be ready for the meeting. How to structure the meeting online. So intro, getting everyone set up and going, then break out for a while before coming into the meeting. Spread the workload and resources. The importance of having a safe environment to share ideas. So yeah, there's a few things there. Ensuring people are comfortable with the technology is a first priority. Few bits and pieces there. Lab?
Great. So how much time we got left? I haven't got a clock on the screen anymore.
We've got 6 minutes.
6 minutes. Okay. I guess that I'm just going to. Can you? Look, I think what we'll do is we'll just open it up for comment. Okay. Don't you think? Because we're running out of time, and my kind of comments, and Mary might like to add. Oh, by the way, everybody, I'm sorry I didn't introduce Mary at the beginning. She wasn't here. She got caught up on another Zoom session. So this is my wife, Mary.
Hi. Sorry, guys. I was late. I was in the middle of a coaching session, so it went a bit longer than normal.
And one of the interesting things that's come out of that for us was there was a lot of learning in there for us. So hopefully you guys learned from our mistakes. But we would like some feedback on how you found that format with a bit of a presentation and then a chance to go into breakout groups and do the yes and exercise. Just give us, if you can, just at some point. Perhaps send them to Denise. I suppose it's better. You've all got her email address more than you've got mine, and she can just flick them on to me because we'd like some feedback on that to inform how we design this facilitator forum later in the year.
And any quick thoughts you've got at the moment, please feel free to chuck them in the chat box. Would be great. Yeah, so we'll record that.
Yeah.
There was also someone in one of the chat rooms, might have been Donna, I think, who hadn't seen the video. We'll send out the link and you can watch it because sometimes it can be a good reference point.
Excellent. Yep, and I'll send that out as well as the link to the blog site that you'd mentioned on the video as well.
Oh, great. Yeah,
so,
that's well worth it.
Yeah. Now, people are still adding to the Jamboard, so the link will work after the meeting, and I'll send the link to the Jamboard out as well. So please keep adding thoughts and ideas to it. I guess it's just like, give us a wave, kind of thumbs up, thumbs down, not sure. How did we go? How did we go? Getting a few thumbs up, a few middle, maybe a little bit up. Ish, somewhere in the middle. Cool. Okay.
It's all great. Yeah.
Good. Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for your cooperation and thanks for taking part.
Now, sure Yeah, that's cool. And Melissa's asking, would you be able to actually have the conversation instead of the video recorded? So can you tell us a little bit, just briefly, why you decided to do the recording rather than the
good idea.
Rather than do the conversation live, you mean?
Yeah.
Two reasons. We just wanted to make sure we kept to time, and I'd like some feedback on whether you found that too long or not, because it's much longer, I think, when you're just watching than when you're in it. And it's much longer when you're watching it on a screen rather than watching people in real life. That's my impression anyway, but I'd like some feedback on that. The other reason was we just thought maybe you could use that with your subject matter experts. You could even interview them, and you can record your Zoom session and then replay it as a movie when you're working with your groups. So you wouldn't always have to have your subject matter expert or your guest speaker there at the particular time that you are going to meet with the group. So just another kind of thing that you might think about, a possibility anyway.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to practice it and show you. That was our second attempt at doing that.
Can I add one thing?
Yep, go.
One of the things too that we played around with was if you did it as a presentation, like a keynote at a conference, it become very dry and sound quite staged. We had a go at that, and of course you're always hypercritical of yourself on a screen. And so then we decided to have a conversation. One of the insights for me is obviously, and I'm sure you've all picked it up, obviously absolutely is my word of the moment. I don't always agree with Lab all the time, but yeah, absolutely kept coming up. I thought, oh my goodness, but we didn't want to record it again.
No, that's cool. Lab, did you want to throw anything up just to share to finish?
Yeah, just one slide, just to stimulate your thinking, and we'll say goodbye. Thank you very much, and thanks for entertaining us. So here we go. Here's just a slide to think about. Can you see that? So over to you, Denise.
Nice. So yeah, we're all learners, and I think it's embracing the learning and just going for it. So thank you, Lab. Thank you, Mary. We will send out the recording and send those links around to the clip that Mary and Lab did, and the other couple of things that I mentioned. So thanks for joining us, everybody. It's been great to have you, and we will see you next time. So thank you, team. And please, any other feedback, let us know.
Thanks, Denise. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Fantastic.
Thanks, guys.